Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more of This Is the Police 2. Who's this? Is this Paulson? The guy who took over at Jack's job, maybe? No.
I'd like to see Sheriff Lily Reed.
Carter.
Why do you need Sheriff Reed, Mr.
Carter. Captain Britt Carter.
Reed?
That's why the day when you, Captain Carter, step through the threshold of our department will not only be an important day for the whole of Sharpwood, but also a very happy day for me personally. Well, it seems I'm here to make Sheriff Reed very happy, son.
Hey, I told you to stay away from my office.
It looks like we've got a problem here.
And I need something that will help with these headaches. I get migraines, you know. Or is this a migraine or is it just a headache? It's not the same thing, you know. They're different things, and
That is
they
true.
need different medicines. The cure for one is not the cure for the other, you know. And if something isn't curing you, it's killing you. The medicine for headaches won't help with migraines. Dr. Kanayan explained the difference to me, but
Okay, do you need an aspirin?
No, it's a different one.
Acetaminophen?
No, the one with the letter B.
Well, let's just write that down.
We need to talk. Now.
Excuse me, Mr. Nash, but right now I'm...
Hey, can't you see? There's a line.
What's going on here?
I just listen to the needs of our townspeople every week. I try to help them get access to food and drugs that aren't easy to come by in Sharpwood. I don't want them going to the smugglers, you know?
Get back to the end of the line.
Quiet. I work here. Lily, there's a man
You
in...
work here. Well, then, I'll tell you, boy, the floor in the corridor I walked across over there is the dirtiest floor I've ever seen in my life. And if my taxes are going to...
I'm not the janitor. I'm a cop.
A cop. Perfect. So you have to solve my problem with the rats.
I don't... Lily, listen. There's a man named Carter waiting for us in my office.
Carter? Wait, Captain Britt Carter?
Yes, that's him. Would you,
Tip. Write down all the medications Mr. Moses needs, then do the same for the others. Get everything down in detail. Oh, forget about your notebook. Take mine. Start a new page for each person. Got it?
There's still one thing I just can't understand, my dear. Why did you write me this letter? If you already have this...
Mr. Nash he appeared unexpectedly. He worked undercover for a while, and he was sent for by... This is an operation. It's all part of a big operation, some kind of big operation. I myself don't know all the details, but I think Mr. Nash himself can tell you everything
Oh, I have no doubt that Mr. Nash will tell us everything. He'll tell us how he was assigned to this operation. He'll tell us how he was sent his orders on a beautiful piece of paper with a seal and a signature. He'll tell us how he had to pack up everything in his big city apartment, and how carefully he packed his expensive trousers in his expensive suitcase. Oh, how he had to grow a beard to blend in. Yeah. He'll tell us all about his brilliant career. Oh, you must have been an excellent student at the academy, Mr. Nash. Or perhaps you think you already know everything there is to know. But there's something you don't know, Mr. Nash. It's something very important. A city like Sharpwood can't be saved by some upstart careerists and bureaucrats from central administration. A city like Sharpwood can only be saved by its people. People who were born here, who grew up here. These are our demons, Mr. Nash, and we have to deal with them ourselves. You were sent here by the chiefs in the suits, while I, prodigal son of Sharpwood, was returned here by the Lord himself.
Oh, so in your opinion, Sharpwood will be saved by a lame soldier with no police experience holding his Bible at the ready?
I will not take offense to your disrespectful remarks, Mr. Nash, because I myself was once just a stupid fool. I did not understand that God saved me in the war. I did not understand that it was He who helped me survive after what happened to me after the war. But now I understand. Now I see. Now I am ready, and have no doubt, Mr. Nash, I have come not with a shield, but with a sword.
Well, then prove it. Work here for a week and show us what you can do.
All right, I already said we're not making this into a stupid game. Mr. Nash, you've done an excellent job, but you have to agree that
this isn't a game.
This is a test, and it's a test that I humbly accept, my dear Lily. I have endured many, passed them all with dignity, and I will endure this one too.
Oh, of course. You'll love it.
Excellent. Just fine. Now we have 2 more stubborn boys in the department.
Okay, so I think that'll be explained out more in full, but I'm pretty sure we got a week of competing against Carter to try and... I think it's tabs we're trying to get more of than the other guy. Anywho. So yeah, so she's turned up drunk again. The reason I'm not saying go back to Lily then, it's not like the first game where you can kind of just let them off a shift. I think that if I did that, she would just permanently leave our roster, and I'm not quite prepared to do that yet, because I think... I think we can change her. Yeah, Meridian, yeah. We'll get you guys into rehab, I think, at some point, hopefully. Right. But we'll try to avoid sending them out, because I think they'll probably have car crashes and stuff. Okay, Hodges, Super Cop. Let's give you... Oh, hang on. Let's give you Baton, Taser. I'll probably do. Aliev. Rosencrantz. Bots. Give my top 6 cops like a good amount of stuff. Actually get a couple more tasers now, probably. I'm thinking mainly about, well, call-outs, but also... he's a better shooter. Who's not good at shooting that I've given a taser to? Probably Potts. Let's do Potts again. Sure, Climsy's... Give him a baton as well, because he tends to come out on my call-outs. Marshall. I'm going to avoid giving the drunk guys weapons, I think. Largely because I'm going to avoid sending them out on calls if I can. Oh, yeah. Let's have a look at this then. So, we got some frames for the dissatisfied patient. Why don't we have a look at this and see which is the more likely? Night terrors on the ward. An elderly patient, Michael Sandman, was smothered to death by a pillow in a hospital bed. The victim's bed was wet from urine, with another puddle on the floor. Under the old man's bed, there was a dog-eared bookmark. Medical expert. Michael Sandman was asphyxiated with a pillow. His nose is broken. Given the fragility of the old man's bones, a fracture might have occurred from a sharp strike, or even from the pressure of the pillow on his face. There were traces of blood on the pillow. Okay. Primo Parisi, patient. His doctors crossed Michael Sandman off the list a long time ago. He regularly coughed up blood, sometimes even pissed on the floor at night. We've got a newcomer, Dan Brom, and all of Michael's carrying on drove him up the wall, even though he was on the opposite side of the room. He just couldn't let it go when Michael made another puddle on the floor. He yelled that he hadn't come to the hospital for biting microbes to crawl all over his feet. Funny guy. Figured he found a place to hide from germs, the place where all the sick people in Sharp would go. Eric McDougall, patient. I'm near the front door, opposite the bunk of our regular guest, Michael Sandman. Nobody on the ward liked him, and everybody knew it. Who wants to be neighbours with someone who screams at night and pisses himself like a baby? Miss Spivey, our night nurse, couldn't stand him either. I heard her cursing all the time as she walked along the corridor while he was yelling. I'm over by the door, but I can still hear everything, especially at night when it's quiet. Miss Spivey liked him when it's quiet. She'd sit with a book most of the time. Rajesh Kearney, patient. I was lying next door to Michael. This old man went out of his mind a long time ago. Used to be you could still talk to him, but recently he's been either sleeping or drooling. At night he used to give special performances. He'd go into the toilet and start yelling like he was being cut. Recently he could barely get out of bed, so Miss Spivey, who was on the night shift, had to empty his piss pot. But he'd still yell like the devil several times a week, screaming like a madman because he was taking a leak. Can you believe it? We were all sick of it. We made little plugs for our ears so he wouldn't wake us up with his yelling. But that poor woman had to stay sharp. She's on duty. I think this might be the clue here. Because I think all the patients, including the guy who's been accused, Dan Brom, I think they had earplugs in. Whereas the nurse had to be on, like, more on duty. Punches him in the chest, grabs a pillow. See, I don't think any of this fits. I know we got 4 frames, but I think I'm gonna get someone looking into the nurse. Who have we got? Obviously, Hodges is very good. Well, actually, he's not the highest intelligence. Ali, I'm going to try and keep my top 5 or 6 guys aside for call-outs and potential tactical stuff. French is really smart. What do we put French on this? And look for nurse frames. We've also got this one, which I don't think we have a lot on right now. Oh, I could be wrong. Okay, this is the one that's related to the gang. An unknown person stole a computer which was storing sensitive patient information. The lock is undamaged. In the morning after the robbery, the door was found open. The offender either used a key or opened it from the inside. The office window is ajar, but the bars and glass are intact. On the floor lies a broken pot of flowers knocked down from the windowsill. A hospital patient. That night, as usual, I couldn't sleep with all the pain. The painkillers they give out here are worthless, so I saw a convertible pull up to the hospital's rear entrance. The new visiting hours had ended a long time ago, so I was wondering what was going on. It was dark, so I couldn't see who was behind the wheel. The convertible parked around the corner, idled there for a few minutes, and left. I figured some hospital employee forgot something important at work and came back to pick it up. But it's strange to see a Sharpwood doctor driving a machine like that. The next day, I even asked the head doctor which one of them had the nice car burning up the bad roads around Sharpwood. He must have thought I was joking and just laughed it off. Marjorie Willis, cleaner. The problem started as soon as that computer thing appeared in the hospital. Some of the patients got nervous that their files were being stored inside some kind of crazy machine. Others got too curious. I recently had to chase off a little man who'd whisked his way into the office and sat down at the computer. He was almost the size of a child, so I took him by the ear and led him out. And Longo, the guy who works on the computer, I never liked him. He's always so glum, sits like an owl watching the screen while I wash the floor. Doesn't even pick up his legs. I brought a pot of flowers in for him to spruce things up, and he just grunted and told me he wasn't going to water them. One more job for me. And today, when I got here, the door was wide open. The pot was lying on the floor below the sill, all scattered. I started cleaning up the windowsill, and then I saw the footprints. It wasn't enough to spill the flowers. He had to trample all over them too. He's gone completely crazy from that computer. Okay. Bob Halvery, chief physician. This year, I came back from a conference in Freeburg with the goal of modernising the work we do at the hospital. I wanted to get the paperwork down to a minimum and started using a personal computer. But the doctors didn't want to learn how to work a computer and threatened to quit if I made them. So I had to hire a young assistant, Longo Gardmeister, who would transfer all the information from the patient's cards onto the computer. I set up an office for him on the first floor in our secure wing with bars in the windows, because that computer was worth a fortune. Me and Longo had the only 2 keys, so I didn't even know what to think, since the office door wasn't broken. Longo was a funny old loner, although sometimes he said he'd one day have more women than the Shah's harem. He was joking, presumably. In short, I wasn't surprised that he treated the computer like a living creature. For example, he kept the window open even in the winter, saying the draft is food for the technology. It seems like Longo got so attached to the computer he decided to take it home with him, so he'd have it only for himself. And who else could steal it except Longo? Unless some Houdini picked the lock on the door or wiggled through the bars and the windows. Now that is what I think has happened. Because if we look at these frames, opens the office door, picks up the computer, pulls the bars on the cabinet window. Why would he do that? Whereas they mentioned like the little guy that came in and sat down at the computer. Like someone like that who could perhaps squeeze through the bars of the window. I mean, the fact the flower pot was knocked over makes me think it's this one. So I'm going to ask someone to look into that. Who else have we got? Probably not Penkin, right? Shame about Maradian being a drunk. Probably Birch. He's smart, right? Okay. So you look for convertible owner frames, okay? I have a bit of money. I don't have a lot, but we can maybe buy a bit more intel. How much did the cook want? 600? All right, let's work through these. These guys keep coming in the kitchen. We tell them to get out, but they ignore us. They come in to order something, taste the sausages, or yell at us about our cooking. They're lightning fast, but I'm quick too. I always manage to spit in their soup. So the kitchen is busy. Oh, we have the wiretap now. Send a cop here with a wiretap. He'll gather any information he can for the assault. That seems like a good idea. Don't send a cop out to scan broad daylight, spying at night. Okay, so we'll come back at night time. Try to remember that, and we'll set someone on the wiretap. Competition with Carter. Here we go. So next week, Captain Carter will take over management as part of the department. The winner of the competition will be the one who shows himself to be the best chief of police in the coming days. Okay. So what's this one again? Mr. Nash, I need your help. I don't know who to turn to. Oh, my wife is cancer. So what does he want? Oh, gold bar. That's expensive. Okay. Oh, the winter. That's our... Okay. We need to get the key for the back entrance and call off the security guard who stands guard near the door and any other personnel. The manager has the keys, but they need to be collected from him at home in the evening and not at work, so the criminals don't notice the cops. The manager will provide us the key until the employees of the complex to go home early in the night of the assault. That's cool, but again, probably a nighttime doodad for us there.
540 in progress.
Harassment. A man entered the emergency room and started sexually harassing a nurse. Okay. So, got some strength, some speed. I wouldn't mind a bit of negotiation going with him. Anyone down here has got a bit of negotiation? Joe Mickey does.
.553 in progress.
Armed robbery. Here we go. An eyewitness reports that a girl in a sweatshirt and a hood entered the store carrying a pistol in her pocket. Let's send a sniper on this one. Hodges. Why don't you take Penkin? A man with his trousers around his ankles is chasing a nurse around the office. Miss, please touch me here. I'll be healed right away. You've got to help me. You swore an oath to Hippocrates. Okay, you there. Pull up your pants. Shall Mickey? Because he's got a bit of negotiation. The man sees the cops, pulls up his unbuttoned trousers and tries to escape. Well, we got speed, so Marshall chase him.
540 complete.
Got him. Should get another skill point. Ooh, nice. Ooh, we got some bits and bobs. Okay, so and you get be a bit of a marksman as well. The dim light of a single bulb flickers across the pawn shop's low ceiling. A girl in a hood is holding a gun on the pawn shop's cashier, demanding the return of her mother's necklace. The girl is still holding the weapon in her pocket, and only its outline is visible. It looks to be a small caliber revolver. Okay. Tempted to calmly arrest her. But if she does have a gun, she might shoot the cop. Okay, I think we're going to tase.
553 complete.
She didn't have a revolver, she was just holding her fingers in the shape of a gun. I mean, that's, obviously what it could have been. I didn't want to take the chance of someone getting shot, though. Jewelry. Oh, that's good. We need to give our rat some of that.
534 in progress.
An elderly woman is trying to awaken the fertility of her granddaughter with the help of a shocker. Oh, God. Okay. Maybe she'd like to be shocked as well. Who's got a shocker here? Who do I give my shocker to? Belmont. Belmont, when you go. And we need someone who's about 300. See, if I send Shiny, is she just gonna... I don't know, I'm gonna send Spurlock and Percy, because he'll be no great loss. I'm not gonna mess her... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. She's difficult. About that. No, not quite there. Alright, Meridian. I just want to see kind of what happens. What have we got here? Gary Durst, Rosemary Medical Center. Mr. Nash. Mr. Nash, the cowards and the bureaucrats are trying to destroy my dream. I've been lifting weights all my life, and I decided I'd end my career on a high note. I'll go into the competition in Ripton and smear everyone there. I'm more than ready for them, because every day I train with my own special methods. I eat 2 pounds of baby food. But the doctor at the hospital don't want to clear me for the competition, because he's afraid my back will give out. The moron's got it into his head that if I get injured, he's going to get into trouble with the law. Please send one of your more convincing co-workers who can reassure the doctor that he's safe to give me the clearance I need. If everything works out, I'll share my secret training methods with your cops. I'll get them shaped up and looking like heroes. Alright, who have we got who's got high negotiation? Shiny. You know what? You go, and if you have an accident, well, maybe that'll persuade you to stop drinking. Mr. Nash, literally all I had to do was talk to the doctor for 5 minutes, and he signed the necessary paperwork on the spot. Of course, he was mumbling something about a sin on his soul, but at least I managed to convince him that he wouldn't have any problems with the Sharpwood police. Anyhow, the doctor gave me a pill to help with my fatigue. Now I feel all pickled. Good. That's a baby formula. Yeah, criminals overpowering your cops whenever they get close. This slaughterer and weightlifter will turn your little piggies into mighty boars. The main thing to do is follow his instructions. And there's a rumour going around the cops are going to have to lift pig carcasses. Yeah, and then we got the... Yeah, there's good stuff to have. Like he says, I can't afford it right now. So. I don't even know how much it would cost.
535 in progress.
Oh, hang on. That was a different thing. A girl of about 10 years old is standing tied to a monument of the forest spirit of Bovos. Standing next to her is the grandmother, who is zapping the girl in the neck with a shocker. Chrissy, just be brave for a little longer. For the spirit of fertility to enter you, he needs an open path. That's why you've got to lose your breath, child. I do have pretty... Belmont's got pretty good stealth, to be fair.
534 complete.
Nice. The cop managed to sneak up behind the suspect and arrest her. The girl had been injured by the shocker, but she'll live. I wanted to shot the grandmother, so teach her a lesson. Alright, Belmont. Why don't we give you some more intel? There we go. Reckless endangerment. A drunken priest is trying to crack open a high explosive shell, which was found in the cemetery. Yeah. Hodges, you go deal with that, and I'll send a couple of others with you. Your Spurlock, you go.
$526 in progress.
Brighton girl reports that her life was threatened. I was on a date and asked the guy what he does, and he said he could tell me, but then he'd have to kill me. Then the way he looked at me, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. It's obviously a false alarm, but I got the manpower, so I think we check it out regardless. I'll send Light, 375. Chelmicky, Penkin. Okay, Percy still doesn't quite get us there. Instead of Chelmicky, I'll send Climsy. The rookie's a bit of XP, hopefully. Oh, it's night time. I can do the stuff I was going to do. My business isn't all that complicated, but I'm afraid it's getting a little too much for me. I'm not as strong as I used to be. The barrels in my cellar have gone rancid. They need to be taken out and replaced with new ones. What's in the barrels? Oh, not wine, but something more interesting. I'm sure you can't guess. Anyway, if you send me a couple of your strongmen to help me, then I will help you in return on another front. I'm sure that some of your employees suffer from problems with drinking. I understand, of course, the work is stressful. I can heal any cop. Yes. Here we go. I'm quite serious, anyone. By my own proven methods. After the procedure, he'll never even look at another bottle, believe me. Oop, pardon me. Hiccups. Okay, who have I got that's strong? I mean, it sounds like Potts and Guzman. Oop, hiccups again. No, not Guzman. Marshall. They've both got 2 pips. I could send Shiny, I guess, but I'm going to try and limit her time on the roads as well. So this one... we're going to send someone to get the keys. Chelmicky, why don't you go do that? Oh, I also want... how can I do the wiretap thing now? Yeah, wiretap. It's not broad daylight. Alright, we'll do it a bit later. Right. How about now? I'm going to do it here where I've only got one intel thing. Oh. Maybe I do it at 1 AM, like when stuff's all shut down? I mean, I wouldn't describe it as broad daylight by any means. Birch found new frames for the owner of the convertible. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so let's have a look at this. Convertible approaches the entrance. Convertible leaves is probably the last thing. He's Galaxian, that's weird. Takes the computer from the office. Climbs through the bars. Does that for some reason? Yeah, that doesn't seem right, does it? It's possibly still a right theory. It's just... I think we're missing a frame there. And then we got this one. Yeah, I think these are all what happened, but we're missing a frame still. Patient's asleep. Enters where he's screaming. Approaches his bed. Oop. Hits him with a book. Smothers with a pillow. We might be missing... we're definitely missing a frame, but I think that's probably the most likely sequence of events. I'm just gonna... Oh. Reckless endangerment. A drunken man in a cassock is diligently sawing at a high explosive shell that's sticking out of the ground. Nearby is a girl holding a flashlight for him. We'd call it... it's gonna be Hodges. Order the priest. Let's get this stopped immediately.
535 complete.
The drunken priest obeyed the cop and surrendered. It turned out that he'd heard that there were precious metals inside abandoned military explosives. I always dreamed of being a prospector, not a priest, the man explained on the way to the station. His daughter will be taken in by a shelter. Okay. Got some Armagnac. Very nice. Okay, well, only one thing to add for you there. You are now the perfect cop. Okay, let's just quickly do this in case 1 AM is too late. Okay, it's got to be when things have shut down for the day, I guess. I'm going to be annoyed if it's not. The guy wasn't threatening the girl's murder, but trying to just make a joke. He works as a waiter and poses no threat. Yeah, I mean, I thought that's what it was.
547 in progress.
An eyewitness reports that a man wearing gloves and a respirator is stunning homeless people with a shocker and dragging them into his van. Okay, that does suck. Duval. We sent Aliyev. Rosenkrantz. And French. What's this? Mr. Nash, we carried the old barrels up from the old man's basement and took the new ones down without any problems. Whatever is in those barrels stank like fucking vinegar. $400. Ah. Yeah. Mr. Nash is done. Here's the key. Works at winter's nights. We'll leave work early on the night of the assault. That's good. Any chance of this happening yet? No, okay. And it's half midnight, so it's got to be after 1 a.m. There was something else I wanted to... Oh. I was expecting you to give me... That's annoying. So I was expecting... Okay, well, I paid $750 for nothing. I was expecting to get like a message box where I could assign shiny to it, but nothing came up. Alright. Now I can't do my assault unless it's just going to happen afterwards. A man in a respirator is dragging a large homeless woman towards his van by her hair. None of those are particularly engaging. Rosencrantz has very high stealth, though. Maybe try this. Your cop jumps into the open van and frees the homeless people inside. They jump out and run all over the dump in different directions. The man in the respirator drops a large homeless woman and pulls out a revolver. Rosencrantz also has pretty high shooting. Shoot the man.
547 complete.
The cop shoots the assailant right in the throat. Homeless people have been rescued. Yeah, I don't think he left us any choice, really, did he? VCR, portable TV, portable generator. So how do I now do the assault thing? Like, I'm not going crazy, am I? It was telling me I had to wait until night, and it refused to let me do it anytime I clicked on it. And now it's robbed me of the ability to do so. The only thing I can think is that as we come in here, it'll open things up for me again, but I doubt it will. Yeah. What the hell's all that about? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Alright. We send a cop to do a wiretap. Set of devices for covert recording every cop stream. I think high intel here. Belmont, he didn't do very much today. Belmont, you do that. Can I also do it here? Ah, okay. Yeah, because the maid is the only one here who didn't get it, I thought it would be good to do that. Right, okay. I think we get one bit of intel for free, having done that wiretap. Not very many in. More than Carter. Alright, so I get to go first and pick someone. Never an alcoholic. She is good, and now I can cure them, so that doesn't rule her out. Clayton's obviously a no-go. Look at him with his collar turned up. Big mess. Yeah, I'm thinking Adkins, and I'm thinking treatment. I'm going to take another shocker and a taser cartridge. Carter, you get fuck all. A shocker. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, not worried about Carter, to be perfectly blunt. Okay. Yeah, I think anyone who's just like one notch down can probably safely come in. Adkins will bring in... I might get enough money for another treatment. Light, Clumsy, Masuka, Rockman, Fletcher, Shiny, Aronovich, Woolbag, Belmont, Brandon, Chelmicky, Gallipoli, Guildenstern, Penkin, and Percy. Why not? Okay, well, he was on a night shift, wasn't he? So that makes sense. Shiny, I drank too much. Yeah, well, you'll hopefully go for treatment. Percy, yeah, you drank too much. Adkins drank too much. Right. That's fine. Yeah, so top cops are going to get, again, just in case we get a tactical thing, kind of the basic setup I like for that. Leave it to Adkins. I think we're going to try and cure her condition. Suka... Actually... Shiny, we might even get to cure you, so you can take some actual proper gear this time. Aranovich. Percy, I don't trust you with anything. Still haven't managed to get him any XP. So I think so let's still look into the nurse, I think, here. Woolbag's pretty good. I think we're missing a vital frame on that one, but otherwise looking pretty good. Likewise with the... Oh, Masuka, there we go. Look for, again, more stuff with the convertible. There we go. Aha. Oh, he got all the intel. Let's see what we got. To get to the sauna, you'll need a strong cop. I think I'll probably look at this as we go into the assault. And I got the key, got all the information. Yeah, so I think we'll do another wiretap tonight. And that hopefully gets us everything we need. Saves us a bit of money as well. Price payment. I'm not going to get 20 grand unless something drastic happens. I don't see how that happens. I still can't do Canadian's gold bar.
526 in progress.
Okay. Attempted Moida. A heavy guy is beating the crap out of a young car washer for accidentally scratching his car. Okay. So we want strength, probably. Subdue him. Where's Potts? She's strong. She's not on. Ah, Light, you go. And take Penkin. Helmuth Martinek, Astrid E. Johnson's High School. Mr. Nash, as soon as I became a guard, I started getting ready for the terrible day when a schoolchild brings a gun to class. I want to be 100% ready to protect the other children from the twisted little psychopath. I train every day. I'd give odds to any military man. The only thing I don't have is stun grenades. After all, sometimes it doesn't matter how good a shot you are. If the enemy has a better position, then you're fucked. A grenade will help me regain control of the situation. Give me 6 of them, and I'll share my shooting experience with any of the cops. I'm not gonna give him half a dozen stun grenades to lob at school children.
518 in progress.
The young car wash attendant is coughing up blood and trying to hide under the car. A large man roars and drags him out by his feet. So I think we're gonna hit him with a baton with our strong officer.
526 complete.
Cop stun the man. The car wash attendant was badly beaten, but he'll live. Good. Got cocaine. Destruction of property. A woman in a fur scarf threw a brick through the shop window. She claims that yesterday they sold her a poison pie. This is the second time this pie shop's come under attack. Unless maybe when I redid that day because of the Daxon thing, maybe that happened differently. I'm not sure, but it definitely feels like the second time this has come up. Clumsy, go out with Guildenstern. I know what I was going to get. What have we got here? I've got a problem. My daughter went camping in the forest and never came back out. She was supposed to be back the day before yesterday. She's been out there a lot of times before, but I'm afraid this time she got lost. Sometimes the forests around Sharpwood aren't exactly what they seem. Please send your 3 most attentive cops into the forest and turn over every stone. If they find my girl, I promise you'll be free to use my slaughterhouse if you ever need to do anything to a criminal that's outside the Geneva Conventions. Now, what does attentive mean? Intelligence? Probably? I would guess. Alright, tell you what, we'll send Aliev, Rosenkrantz, Adkins, we will fix you. Right, you guys go do that. What I remember what I was going to do. I was going to try and maybe... Oh, maybe sell some stuff. And try to get some money to buy for a drug treatment. I'm more inclined to sell this because I didn't buy that. I've just found it. And that would give me enough for a treatment. I'm kind of assuming I can't get the 20 grand, or something story related will happen that will mean that I can. This. Yeah, do that. Are you sure? Yes. Now what happens next? I ate a tiny bit of that pie and almost died. The woman in the first scarf screams. Then she picks up... yeah, so I think this just is because I reloaded that day. I think it's the same thing. Yeah, clumsy, shoot into the air. The sound of the gunshot seems to calm everyone down except for the woman in the first scarf. She's still inside the bakery and is now threatening the baker with a brick. Stealth we don't have. We have strength. We could pounce. Clumsy, wrestle her to the ground.
518 complete.
Grab the woman and arrested her. She'll soon find out if she prefers prison pies. Okay, so Clumsy should have got a little upgrade. Some more stealth. This is it. So I don't think this appeared before. Okay, so... And wish him luck. Penkin. Escort Adkins.
530 in progress.
An elderly man was reaching for a bottle on the top shelf and accidentally knocked it over directly onto the head of a woman. You see, I think this is another one that happened once and then I reloaded the day and didn't come up the second time because I'm pretty sure we've seen this before. I think it ended badly for me last time as well. We're going to send Light. He's got shooting speed and strength. If we get someone with stealth and negotiation, that would be quite a good mix. Stealth. Yeah, he's got negotiation. You two go. And take Galahad. I'm going to call her Galahad, I've decided. Because I have trouble saying her actual name.
In progress.
At the store entrance, a bearded man is violently threatening a young guy. Ooh, okay. Guzman. Rockman.
555 in progress.
A patient is loudly complaining about his nurse, who he says is extorting money from him. Oh God, okay. Do I have to send out the drunkie here? Maybe. That's 440. That's not enough. Okay, we're going to... Shiny, you're going out. Randon. A lot of call-outs at the moment. We're going to get Adkins back, and she is no longer a drunk. Thank you, Mr. Nash. I won't ever drown in the bottle again. Now, I think I might do that again. So I'm going to need to sell some stuff. What have I got a lot of? Quite a lot of this formula. It's not worth very much. I've got, I'll tell you what, the antibiotics are worth a lot, and I've got quite a few of those. What about the VCR and stuff I've been getting? Oh, she's not interested in that stuff. Okay, so I think I'll sell one of those, and we'll use it to fund a drug treatment for Shiny, although she's currently off on a thing. Now, where do I sell my TV and stuff, then? Does she want it? She doesn't seem to want it. Maybe we find another... Yeah, why don't you want it? Maybe we find another merchant at some point, although this kind of seems nicely squared off, doesn't it? So I don't know if we will. Yeah, when Shiny's back, we'll get her another treatment. Atkins, good to have you back. A large woman with a cut on her head pinned an old man to the bottle rack and is trying to drive a broken bottle into his filthy, arthritic face. Several other bottles have rolled onto the floor but didn't break. So I forget what I did before, but everyone died. I think he tackled the woman with Light, who is very strong and quick.
530 complete.
There we go. The cop managed to grab the woman's hand before she jabbed the glass into the old man's face. She tried to put up a fight, but then fainted, apparently affected by a head injury. Oh, more Armagnac. Nice. Light. Give you some negotiation. Galahad. We could try and make you a bit of an all-rounder, maybe. I think we'll give you a bit of shooting. A bearded man in a heavy coat is holding a finely sharpened spoon to the throat of a frightened guy. I can't remember which one this was. Sneak up. Don't have any... Oh, Rockman's got a bit of stealth, actually. Let's sneak up on him.
526 complete.
There we go. The cop managed to sneak up on the bearded man and arrest him. His skills with sharpening spoons will surely be useful in prison. Rockman gets a little boost. Tell you what, you did well there. Why don't we get you a bit more stealth? What we got here? Mr. Nash, we found the girl. She was wandering around not very far into the forest. Her father was happy and asked us to tell you he would welcome your guests in his slaughterhouse any time, day or night. What kind of guests is he talking about, I wonder? Never you mind. Oh, we got some cash. Aliyev. Let's get speed. Speed is very useful in the tactical missions. Extortion was this. False alarm. The nurse didn't do anything illegal. She just wanted the patient to pay for some expensive medicines that were brought in specially for him. The elderly man didn't hear her correctly and called in the police to sort things out. Okay, fine. So where's Shiny's not back yet? Oh, we got time. We got time for it to get back. I'll work on Percy as well. He's definitely not gaining XP because I'm reluctant to send him out with him potentially having an accident, so...
519 in progress.
Noise complaint. The residents complain of a loud, sinister voice being broadcast over loudspeakers. The voice is calling out the police and promising bloodshed. Okay, I might send the sniper to this one. Adkins, let's get you blooded. Not literally, hopefully. You're going to take Galahad, Guildenstern, and Penkin. There you go. Right, Shiny's back. So let's do this.
in progress.
Who's going to drive you? Chelmicky can drive Shiny in. An assault. A drunken teenager entered the bar and demanded a drink. The barman refused. Then the teenager became enraged, grabbed a bottle, broke it, and began to threaten the barman with it. Okay. Light, bit of strength. I think maybe a bit of negotiation might potentially be good here. Can you do... You can't do that very well. So we'll send Fletcher. And that's enough. So we'll do... Today after regular shift, there's a football tournament between all the city services. We're playing too, right? I think we get some injuries if we do this, but I'm gonna say they can do that. On the wooden stage, there are 2 curtains and a radio receiver. A camera on a tripod is pointed at the stage. The voice speaks over the speaker. So you've come. Behind one curtain is a man sitting on a bomb. Behind the other is a mannequin. I suggest you take one shot. Otherwise, I'll just click on the detonator and you won't get to choose. Yeah, let's scout with a sniper. How do I... Maybe intel? The sniper sees that there are mannequins behind both screens and they have something bundled under their feet. From the nearby trailer, someone is closely watching events unfold. Should we just take out the suspect?
519 complete.
The sniper pulls the trigger. The man in the trailer falls dead. And at the same time, his detonator fires. A loud explosion of fireworks lights up one side of the stage. It was all just a prank, but it's best not to joke with the Sharpwood police. Yeah, well, you know, I guess that one's on him. I thought it was bombs. Penkin. Let's... I'll give you some intelligence. What do we got here? Found new frames. Let's have a look. Here we go. Peter Knudsen. Member of the Pagan Woodsman gang. Peter is a midget and was in the past a stuntman in the movie industry. He was able to squeeze through the bars in the window and steal the hospital's computer to access patients' personal files. Yeah, I thought that was what was happening. Press charges. Yes. Where is he? Lives in a luxurious house which he bought with the money earned working as a stuntman. Or he was seen at the gas station. Well, you've seen at the gas station. Rosenkrantz. Randon, you go do that. I could also maybe send people to his house as well. We send Guzman and Wallbag. Now, what do we got here? For the nurse one, let's have a look. Yeah, so what's the thing is? He was yelling. Yeah. She looks like... Is she meant to look like Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Because she kind of does. She strangled Michael Sammer with a pillow because he always needed to empty his bed. He always needed her to empty his bedpan, and he prevented her from reading her novel, The Last Temptation of Neptune II, The Ice-Chipping Trident. Indite, yes. After she gets off from the night shift, Alison Spivey sleeps at home in her small apartment. She's on duty on night shift, okay. Aliev and Aronovich. Oh, thank you, Mr. Nash. I won't ever drown the bottle again. Well done, Shiny. And then we'll also go to the apartment as well. We'll send Klimsey and Rockman. And... Oh, Percy doesn't quite get us there. So, Masuka. There we go. Percy, you're in charge. We did get a couple of better cops back, in fairness, so... I demand respect, yells a teenager as he shoves a broken bottle in the bartender's face. Don't have any stealth, so I guess Fletcher, do you want to give him a shock?
5:30 complete.
Cops stun the teenager with a shocker. The whole bar applauds the decisive show of police work. Armagnac. Okay, Fletcher. Let's give you some shooting now. Arrest of Knudsen. Missed him. He was here but recently left. But we did send them out to both places, so hopefully we do get him. Yeah. So 2 wrong places. But they were probably just the nearest ones. We caught the offender. That's good. Guzman. I'll give you another one in negotiation. Right, Knudsen. Let's interrogate you to begin with. Now, are we trying to like sort of win friendship with him? Stunt work brought in money, but it didn't feed my soul. With the woodsman, I found a new vocation that filled my whole life with meaning, and I'm really good at it. We have all the information we need. We just need to gather the right vessels. But my brothers can't do that without my help. I've seen it. Oh, yeah. The right vessels? Is there any special criteria for these? The ideal vessel should be cleansed of its vile bacteria stores, the appendix, that prevent their transition between worlds. This time our candidate is perfect, thank the spirit. Okay. Are you sure the bacteria will interfere? They can be pretty useful. What an idiot you are. It's not about bacteria, it's about what they symbolize. Dirt and sin. I have nothing more to say. Okay. Failed on that last one. But we have other means. Now, he's a stuntman, so would he be worried about... Well, let's try the dead house. I'm going to stick him in the locker. Oh, that made him even stronger. Idiot! Don't you see how small I am? In high school, I got stuck in lockers all the time. This is nothing. All right. Medical instrument. It's not great because I don't like these. The truth serum, I think, just kills people. We're going to stop the torture now. We try it at the slaughterhouse. Oh. Stun tongs, little jolt. What else we got? The freezer, cool off for an hour or two. Barrel of pork shit. Come on then, see what that does. Yeah, that was pretty good. That got rid of 2 wills, so let's do that again. And 1 more of those and he should be singing like a canary. There we go. Enough. I'll tell you everything. Okay. The car wash attendant, Tina Groisman, was kidnapped in broad daylight. Okay, so Shiny is... Oh, no, she's not that intelligent. What about Adkins? Adkins is intelligent. Adkins, you go out and look into that, please. Got Alison Spivey. Yeah, let's up your intelligence, so another one who can be good on the investigations. Tomorrow, Judge Trent will consider the case Night Terrors on the Ward, in which Alison Spivey will be charged as a defendant. Cool. Iris Adkins interrogated some of the witnesses and prepared a preliminary report of the riddle of the screaming tyres. Let's have a look. Okay, so obviously we'll need new frames. We'll have a look at that more properly in the morning and just decide which looks the most... that has the most potential, and then send someone to investigate that theory. Okay, now can I wiretap again? I can. Okay, let's do one more day of this. So again, someone with intelligence. Bullbag is a bit too tired, I think, but maybe we can send Aronovich now. You go do that. Okay. He's not very good at his job, is he? Let's see. McParrot. He looks like the singer Gavin Rossdale, doesn't he? From, oh, what was their band? Can't remember now. I had the album. They're a bit like Britain's answer to Nirvana, but not as good. I can't remember. Brad He, though, is potential. He's actually cheaper than Jackson, but better. Yeah, bet you... Let's get... I'm going to get a... I could get all these things and really fuck him over, but... In fact, yeah, let's do that. Sorry, nothing left for you. $47-7. Alright, Hodges, flower pots. Marshall, birch. Got some tired guys. Shiny, Brady. Ooh. Mr. Nash, even as a kid, I wasn't so interested in my toy soldiers' weapons as in their uniforms. The quality of the seams, the colour of the buttons, and the weight of the materials. When I got a little older, I started to design and sew clothes. While I was studying at the academy, I made several prototype police uniforms, and I dreamed that I could wear them in the service if I ever got the chance. All I need to do is get them out of the closet and iron them nicely. You wouldn't mind, right? I kind of remember this. It's a little crazy, but it might be funny. So, yeah, you do that. Belmont. Oh, Brady. Yeah, you go in. Spurlock. Deemers. Randon. Chelmicky. Meridian. French. Percy. We might be able to cure you both as well. Meridian and Percy. How many is that? That's 14. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Then we need to force anyone else to come in when they're too tired. So let's go with that. That's probably going to be the last action of this episode. And that was a checkpoint, so we shall leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I think it went pretty well. Any major failures this time? I don't think so. I mean, obviously I spent $750 on something that then I didn't take advantage of. I didn't see that pink icon come up on the map. I'll have to watch it back on the edit. I think possibly it was just so late at night that happened that it didn't appear on the map because everything else kind of disappears off the map when it goes to 1. That's what I think may have happened, or, yeah, I don't know. But that's definitely what I was expecting to see, but I didn't see it the first time. But maybe I just missed it. Who knows? But yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Leave a comment as well. As I said, let me know how you think it's going. And a big thank you as always to our channel members as well for supporting Boring Dad Gaming. It's massively appreciated. And if anyone else is interested in, checking out memberships and gaining earlier access to my videos, that'd be amazing. Thanks very much anyway, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.